Give it up for my really good friend, Terri Trespicio. Let her have
it. Hanging in there? All right. I saw an ad the other day that stopped me cold, and I feel the need to share it. It was for Sensodyne, which is a toothpaste which is designed to reduce tooth pain. No one wants tooth pain, but I found their slogan a little bit serious. It's, life is easier without sensitivity. Which is funny, because it also happens to be Trump's campaign slogan. But honestly, I thought that was a little dark, Sensodyne. I mean, what's next? Sensodyne. Life is easier when you're a little bit dead inside. Sensodyne. Never feel again. That would be good. I'm signing up for that. I'm seeing a lot of cute young guys, which is what happens when you have cute young comics, right? And they're my kryptonite, really. I'm aware that I date far too young for my age. Far too young than is appropriate for me. At my age, I should be dating the owner of the restaurant, not the waitstaff. Should be. It's hard for me because they're so cute, the waitstaff, right? They're adorable. I invariably end up with the person who has a mountain of student debt and wants to be a musician. But they're so cute and they're so energetic and they come when you call them. It's adorable. It's not like I go out stalking them, but they're just always the ones working the counter, you know? I met my last boyfriend where he worked at a bar, the Apple Genius Bar. And we started dating. It was so great because it had been such a long time since I'd had regular software updates. It's like, yes. I knew it wasn't ultimately going to work out because, we wanted different things. He wanted me to move to Brooklyn, to Bushwick. I wanted to eat somewhere besides Chipotle, so, it's time to say goodbye. It was really hard to say goodbye, though, to the 24/7 Apple support, which is really, really hard to give up. So I'm single, right? And I went to a singles event not too long ago. Singles event. And while I haven't been to an AA meeting, I imagine it's kind of similar. Because the moment you walk in that door, you're admitting to yourself and everyone else that things have gotten pretty bad. You need some help. You're on the market. There's no arguing. You're obviously on the market. And it's not Whole Foods Market with fresh produce brimming from the shelves. It's more like Fairway after a snowstorm. All the good stuff is gone, and what's there is questionable. Certainly not something you want to put in your mouth. So, there's that. Look, I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to ultimately fall in love and have a real adult relationship, of course. But it occurs to me there's really only one condition for a truly successful relationship. And that is if you die while you're still in it. That's it. That's literally it. You could be married for 20 years, get divorced, and you failed at marriage. Oh well, tried that. But you could be married for 20 years, think about getting divorced, drop dead of a heart attack, and you died happily married. That's how it works. Which makes marriage a lot like Lyme disease. You could live a long time with it, you might just wish you were dead. Whereas being single, thank you for that back there. Which makes being single more also like irritable bowel syndrome. No one can quite figure out what's going on with you, but it's clear your life is shit. Anyone with IBS in here? Am I the only one? It's horrible and your life really is shit. Forget it. Anyway, moving on. Not meaning to air that. So what else do I want to tell you? Well, look, I don't have kids. I am totally okay with that decision. But other people aren't, I find. They're like, oh, but you'd make such a good mom. It's like, maybe. And maybe you'd make a great correctional officer or rodeo clown. But we'll never know. And then they say, oh, but, do you hate kids? Is that why you don't like kids? That's unfair. I like kids. I don't have kids for the same reason most New Yorkers don't have cars, because they're very expensive and there's nowhere to put one. I live in a studio apartment. Let's get real, people. And they say, are you sure? Sure you don't just want one? You don't want one, like to hand around a plate of brownies. You just want one. So let me think about this, okay? Give it a fair shot. Do I want to gestate a human child in my stomach for 9 months and squeeze it out in front of a room full of people, then spend the rest of my days basically caring to its sleep and feeding and watching my body collapse onto itself in the process, and then spend the next 18 to 20 years making sure this person can function in society to the tune of about $250,000, for which I'll receive very little but grief and the occasional bouquet of flowers. And if I do it right, he will definitely leave me for another woman. Why would I do that? Right? It's a heartbreak waiting to happen, people, let me tell you. Lastly, I'll leave you with this. My mother gave me a coloring book for Christmas. Adult coloring books are the rage, people. Really popular right now. And let me tell you how it works. It's just like, what goes on with it? Why is coloring so good for you? I'll tell you exactly what happens. You get a coloring book, you get your colored pencils, you open the book, and you never have sex again. I'm Terri Trespicio. Thank you very much.